we're all living really busy lives in a really busy world, and sometimes it feels like every time we accomplish one thing, another three things come our way, and it's hectic and it's fast-paced, and we kind of race through the day and pile into bed at the end thinking, oh, I've got this all again tomorrow and the day after and the day after. So how in the world do you find time to be attentive, to pay attention, to notice that God is present and to see when God is present? I think there are a couple of things that can be really helpful with this. One of those is just trying to carve out that little bit of time at the end of every day for reflection, for this prayer of Examen, for this opportunity to look back and ask, now that the hecticness is over and I'm about to pass out in bed, but now that it's over and I can be a little calmer, where can I see that God was present and where was he not present? Just that practice, it develops a habit in us of noticing God in our everyday lives, and then it becomes easier when we're in the midst of all the busyness and the rush. I think the other thing that a lot of people find helpful is just having some kind of small reminder that's often in front of you. So for example, I know some folks who put a little sticker on their watch face. So every time they look at the watch face, just a little round dot, you know, and every time they look at the watch face, it reminds them, pay attention that God may be here. I knew somebody who was a housewife and mother who was spending a lot of time, she said, at the kitchen sink. She said, my whole life is just doing the washing up. She bought a little wooden cross and put it in front of the kitchen sink, and suddenly it was a reminder to her that God was with her in the midst of that. And that's tremendously important. There was a guy who lived in, I think, the 17th century in Paris, Brother Lawrence. He wrote a book called The Practice of the Presence of God. And really the book described what it says on the tin. He was encouraging people to think about how they might practice, learn the skills of recognizing the presence of God. He lived in a monastery, but he wasn't in the chapel all day singing psalms and chanting hymns. He worked in the kitchens and he worked in the shoe repair workshop. So all day long he had demands being presented to him and a lot of work to do, but he learnt what it meant to give himself little reminders. Okay, maybe that God is here. Let's stop and pay attention to that. And he learned what it meant to reflect at the end of each day. And over a period of time, he became more and more conscious that we live in a God-soaked world and that God is always there. We just need the skill of stopping for a moment to see and recognize that.